Welcome Algebra 1. This lesson's on 10.1, the Pythagorean Theorem. The essential question is, what is the Pythagorean Theorem? Let's begin. Here's the Pythagorean Theorem. So if you have a right triangle, and you have two sides, A and B, and we call these legs. These come off the right angle right here. So this is your right angle, that's 90 degrees. A and B are eggs, and C is the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the long side of the triangle. Well, then you could say a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the length of a squared plus the length of b squared equals c squared. So this is the formula. A corollary, this is kind of another version of the formula. Just changing it so it's c equals square root of a squared plus b squared. Basically, we just square rooted both sides. So let's actually use that. Here's an example. The tiles to the right, the squares are 6 inches side. What is the length of the hypotenuse of the right triangle? So I want to find c. And I could call one of these legs my A and one my B. It doesn't matter. So the formula, if I want to find C, I know the formula says is your C is going to equal the square root of A squared plus B squared. So I can say square root of 6 squared plus 6 squared, which is going to be the square root of 36 plus 36, which comes out to the square root of 72 when you add those. Now we can simplify that, and if you remember from a previous video, if I wanted to simplify the square root of 72, two ways. I can just plug this into a calculator and figure out the number, or I can just reduce the radical. So that comes out 2, and that's going to be 36, and this is going to be a 6 and a 6. I'm going to do a shortcut. So this can simplify to 6 times the square root of 2. If you wanted to plug that into a calculator, you would get the square root of 72, and that comes out to approximately 8.49 or so. So that's your answer. All right, what's the side of B? So I want to find B, and I know my A is 5 and my C is 13. So the formula A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I'm going to plug in here. So I'm going to plug in A squared, that'll be 5 squared, plus B squared equals 13 squared. And 5 squared is 25, plus B squared equals 169, that's 13 squared. And now I want to isolate the b squared, so I subtract 25 on both sides. And what you're going to get, those cancel. B squared equals, the carry drop down to 4, 144. And the last step, since it's b squared, I want to square root both sides. This gets rid of the squared, so it's just b equals 12. And there's my answer. So b would equal 12 centimeters. Let's do another one. Finding C again. And anyways, so C is going to equal the square root of A squared. I'll call that A and B, doesn't matter. So it'll be 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is going to be the square root of 9 plus 16, which is square root of 25. And square root of 25 is 5. So C equals 5. All right, you can pause the video. Okay, I'm going to label this in the triangle. That's my C, that's my hypotenuse. This is A, this will be B. So A squared, I gotta find A, no, not A squared equals, A squared plus B squared, so 12 squared, equals C squared, 15 squared. That means A squared plus 12 squared is 144, and 15 squared is 225. I will subtract 144 on both sides, and when you do that, these cancel out, so you get A squared equals, subtracting that's 1, 22, borrow 1, that's going to be 8, 81. And then I want to square root both sides. When you square root A squared, you get A equals square root of 81 is 9. So A equals 9. That's it.